Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's do a banner review of Abyssal Saryu. So is it not enough that we have an ongoing collab right now that's not even finished, with a new collab announced and then an Abyssal in the middle of it? It really is impossible to pull everything in this game. You really have to plan and spend your gems wisely. So we'll look at the banner, but also compare her to some other recent units. And hopefully by the end of the video, you'll be able to decide whether you should pull or not. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first of all, Saryu is coming in with the highest attack value we've seen yet. It's only a few hundred more than Fest Noel, and it's very comparable to the other Fest units. But it is indeed the highest, and the HP and defense are sky high too. Once again, we're seeing this incredible balance of high stats all around. And I think this is going to start being par for the course. I think this is a sign of what's to come, rather than it's something that you don't want to miss out on and nothing's this powerful for a while. I don't think they're going to do that. I have a feeling they're going to ramp it up even more next month. We're just at that point of the game. Let's get into the kit here. Yet another 340 out of 5 hits, with an additional 70 when it's wind. And the gimmick being that you can buff your own attack and make it easier to extend your own buff stacks and give you more room in the rest of the build to stack more, defense break prolongation. Of course, I'm talking about in a subjugation wave, for example. So that's going to make your life a little easier there. And that's cool. It looks like all the new units are coming with some sort of additional gimmick like that. And then we have the typical Abyssal passives, attack, and in this case now the new penalty of agility down. And then the wind, stat boost to weapons. The bummer here is that her full potential is locked behind A3, and this makes her absolutely busted. Built-in 30% pursuit with the highest attack value, and that's before Karma. So we have all the typical Karma stuff here in slot 1 and then also in slot 2. So you could stack another 20 pursuit and have 50 with the highest attack value. It's just crazy. And she could be good beyond wind with that because it's just regular pursuit. And then, you could, let's say you want her to be your caged vigor attacker, you can go for that too. This is up to you. Now, something interesting here that we have not seen before, and I guess this is the first Karma-ready Abyssal costume, but we have the typical resists, damage reduction, mastery, but look at this, agility up 50% for 60 seconds. Now, when my community friends in my server mentioned this, I was like, oh my god, could she be like another Nier or Noel, sniper? But then what I didn't realize right away is that it's timed and her penalty is timed. So all it does is really cancel that out. But that is really interesting. So her third Karma slot can cancel out the Abyssal penalty. Pretty crazy. The damage potential here is insane. I know Big Lissy ran some tests and got some insane numbers. This debris, 25 timed. Oh, sorry, only the defense down is timed. I don't really like that. But, when you want HP, you want, defense too. So, I don't know. Let's take a look at the weapon here. All right, things are looking good for a staff that is very high attack and pretty good HP as well. Skill 1 is like an EX skill. You have to be a staff user, but you get the wind buff here, and it's a 5-hit at 100%. With skill 2 being, a lesser multiplier, but party attack, that's kind of crazy. So this is definitely a DPS main hand, but it has a support skill on it. So we're starting to see some of this hybrid action going on. And then the best set of passives, Tempest Boon and Pursuit, and then of course if she's wielding it, that's even more Pursuit, up to 70 if you did her Pursuit Karma. So that's pretty awesome. I wouldn't mind that as a main hand because, you know, you can, if you're still needing a skill to trigger knockdown, you can do it with this, right? And then you, and then you prolong your stack even longer with the character skill, and then this is there to do damage. Often, you know, in a lot of strats, you're only using one weapon skill. Knockdown anyway. Not my thing, you know, I've said it before, but I got my scores and just pieced out. The game mode either needs a revamp or improvement or something. It's very frustrating. The RNG is very frustrating. So I'm cool on my scores. That's why I'm skipping her. But, you know, let's continue the review. Okay, we have a great sword with, you know, attack value as high as it gets. A 5-hit at only 85, that's not too bad. 20 seconds is shorter than a usual EX. And then only a 3-hit, but a bigger multiplier and buffs wind damage. That seems like an okay main hand, but we do have the EX wind greatsword, and we have some options there, so I don't know about this one. It's a good weapon if you don't have something better. But, you know, prove me wrong. It could be really strong. Okay. Now this weapon is awesome. So we have the party attack buff and crush combo here, which is just an insane combo. I think the Gravekeeper Scales is just like that, and it's incredibly useful as a support weapon. Subjugation, maybe Fate Board. And the HP is sky high. That's the thing that's crazy. So we have these weapons, but they don't have jacked stats like that. Boon and Haste. So even just that passive combo is great in the subs. For any build, you know? We love Boon Haste combo, right? Okay, so that's Saryu. She is insanely powerful. I'm skipping myself. Let's compare her a little bit to other recent costumes. So now she's not locked to wind, really. She gets the additional bonus, and she does have the Abyssal wind bonus, but those are kind of minimal. I think she could do great in other elements, but should definitely compare her to Fest Gale. So Gale has attack, it's 11 on, and so, you know, almost 1,000 less, but that's gonna make a lot less difference than some of these multipliers. Gale has this busted Whirlwind Pursuit, 50%, and you don't need the Awakening for it. Also, Gale buffs herself with Pursuit and her character skill. So, crazy damage potential, theoretically more than Saryu in wind, but wind only. Notice that the character skill multiplier is the same, 340 and then additional 70. Saryu, same deal. And again, with the higher attack stat. So if it were wind, it seems like Gale could still be better, but Saryu can give you more value beyond that. So speaking of generalists, we just had Noelle. And Noelle is kind of comparable to, you know, the A2 Summer Baldy model without any damage multipliers. And I meant to do circle back to a comparison of like Noelle and Festifio in my last video, my review of Noelle. And I definitely meant to say that I think Fio is better overall because of her buff in the character skill. We'll see that in a moment. Just wanted to clarify that. But Noelle is definitely insane because of how high you'll be able to stack those values, and when using her own element and her own spear, she does get that timed fatal, but that's only on the weapon, right? Right here. See that timed fatal right there. So I like Saryu better as a generalist. Then there's Festifio, who does have the timed fatal. And again, it's all about stacking that with a buffer like Summer Gale. and that's why that's so busted. And then, yeah, the stats are similar, right? 11 or so. But if you're able to get A3 on Saryu, she could be very, very, very powerful. And the Pursuit versus the Timed Fatal, I'm not so sure. Let me know what your thoughts are. But if you're like me, you're maybe thinking of some creative avoidance of why you can maybe skip this. Maybe you just want to make sure you have enough gems for the upcoming collab. So I would pull if you consider all those things and you have enough gems and you think your account really needs that. I think you'll get a lot of miles out of her because it's a regular pursuit, not element locked. And it's just so tough because we have limited banners happening right now and more announced. And those are collab, which are the rarest of all. And if you really want a collab costume, sometimes they don't come back for a year or more or ever. So we have yet to see a Persona rerun, etc. All right, I think that'll do it. Those are all my thoughts for this. Let me know what you think. If you polled, let me know how it went. If you're going to poll, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.